Hi everyone, and welcome to this video and season 2, episode 4. So, what we will be doing in season 2 is that I will help you to apply successfully to a customer success management job. My name is Frederike, and I have been working in customer success in the last couple of years at companies like LinkedIn, Miro, and Seismic. And I know the interview process from both sides. So basically, I have been interviewed by many hiring managers and recruiters when I applied to customer success management roles myself. So I have a very good understanding of what they're looking for, what is important to them. But on the other side, I also have been hiring customer success managers for my own teams. So I have been designing the customer success hiring process. I also have been interviewing various customer success managers for my own teams. And for that reason, I have a good understanding of the customer success hiring process from both sides and both angles, and that helps me to give you a very good overview of what you can expect and to learn everything you need to know to apply successfully to a customer success management role. If you haven't watched the previous videos of this season, I really encourage you to do that because they will give you an overview of why we are now at where we are in episode 4, and you understand the steps that we have taken so far to get to this point where we talk about how does the hiring process look like. So what we will cover, or what we covered in the previous episodes, is that we first had a look at what we will cover in the videos. Then in episode 2, we did a recap on what is customer success, what are the objectives, what are the activities. In season 3, we went a bit more into details about why companies are hiring customer success managers and what they're looking for, which helped you to better determine what kind of role you might be looking into and what might be the role that is most interesting for you. And now in episode 4, what we will be doing is diving deep into how does the hiring process look like. So I will give you first an overview of the relevant steps, and then secondly, I give you more details at what we will be covering in each step of the hiring process. And how this will unfold is that in this episode, I will give you insights about the hiring process. What we will be doing in the following episodes afterwards is that I will give you in detailed information about what is covered in the individual different phases of the hiring process. So for now, it's a lot of knowledge and insights that you will be gaining about the hiring process now. So let's dive in. So we will first, and I hope you will see this while watching this video also on your phone, look at the overall hiring process. So you have in total 9 steps. Is it 9? No, I think it's 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yes, exactly. It's 10 steps in total. It's 9 steps for the interview process, and then there is one bonus step that I will cover in this season as well. But what do we have? So we have 2 preparation steps. We have 4 key interview process steps. We have 3 contractual details steps, and we have 1 bonus step. The preparation steps are 2. So there will be a preparation, which is mainly something that you won't be aware of when you're applying for a customer success management role. And the second preparation step will be searching for candidates. If you look at the key interview process, this is the interview where you will directly interact with the company and you have those very important meetings and calls with the company. And this is that there will be a recruiter interview, then there will be a hiring manager interview. You might have a team interview as well, which is basically an interview where different team members will do additional interviews with you. Then you will have a panel interview, and this is normally the last interview that you will face. If this all goes well, then about the contractual details, there will be a yes or no. This is just a decision point, a milestone. And the company will decide, do I want to hire this person? Do I want to hire you? And you will also be able to decide, do I actually want to work for that company, given everything that I have learned in the interview process? If that is a yes on both sides, then there will be salary negotiations. And afterwards, there will be a signature on both sides, and then you're done and you have the job. And then, as I said, the last step is a bonus step. It's around the pre-onboarding phase, so that you have everything that you need to be ready when you're then getting started with your first day. But let's dive deep a bit more into what do we cover in these different interview phases, or in the different phases of the hiring process, and what normally happens in those phases. So this helps you to get this general overview of the hiring process, which then helps you to follow along the following episodes when we dive deep into the different steps of the hiring process. So let me zoom in. So when we see that here, I hope that is visible for you. A bit smaller this way. So let's have a look at the preparing steps. So what's about the preparing steps? I said the very first step is the preparation step. And the preparation step on the side for the company that is hiring is that they will determine what kind of profile they will be looking for. So they might have done this in the approval phase that we had a look at in the episode beforehand. But here it's really making sure that they have the right job advertisement and that they're really, really clear for everyone involved to know what they're looking for. So that everyone that is doing the interviews knows based on the criteria on what they have to look for to make sure that the candidate fits the company and the team. And so normally it is that they have a profile in mind. So profile basically means the competence, skills, and mindset that a person has to be able to apply for that role, or at least to be applicable for that role. And then there are some additional points. So it will be the profile. Who do I look for? So who does the hiring manager look for? Who does the company look for? Who do I want to have in my team? Then it's about the time, so the start date. We had this especially in COVID, that basically everyone just wanted to have the start date to be now. And normally that's the case. The companies want to start as early as possible, having someone to start because they normally have the need quite urgently. Um, and then there's the pricing, and the pricing basically means the salary. So what can we offer that person? And this obviously determines also, okay, how do we look for that person and where do we look for that person to hire the right fit and candidate for this role. And with that, there will be a job advertisement and there will be a clear communication about the company or from the company, okay, we are looking actively for that person. So this is normally what we do in the preparation phase. Then, what happens in the searching for candidates phase? In the searching for candidates, I mean, the name already says it, right? It's really around finding candidates. And times are over where companies are just waiting for candidates to apply. There might be some companies where this is still the case, but mainly it will be companies searching for candidates. And they do this via three different ways, or main three different ways, which is one about own recruiting. So they actively recruit themselves. If they can't do this themselves, or they don't have the bandwidth, they normally work with headhunters. That's also the case when they have problems finding the right candidates, that they're trying to find someone that can help them and has a very good understanding of the industry itself and have a great network of customer success managers. And then thirdly, via referrals. So someone knows about something and someone knows about another person, and via referrals, they can at some point then gain access to these people. So this is all around the preparation steps. When we have the preparation steps and the first candidates are coming in and saying, okay, we are interested in your position, then the interesting part starts, because then when you are able to apply and they say, okay, yes, we are ready, we want to have you, like join a first interview with the recruiter of our company, then you're actively getting involved with the company and you are actively having those interesting interviews. And this is what we will obviously cover in the following episodes a bit more in detail, how you can do that. But for now, there are 4 different steps in the key interview process. We just dive a bit more deep here. So the first is the recruiter interview, this one here. And the recruiter interview is basically that the recruiter of the company is asking some general company fit questions about the position and about the company itself, so the mindset and the culture. And that's normally the case because recruiters are screening if, in general, you are fit. They are not deeply involved in the role. They don't know all the details and all the deep dives. So that's what they do. They just do a first check and see, okay, is there a potential fit? If they think there is a potential fit, then there will be the hiring manager interview. And the hiring manager will ask deeper questions about the fit because obviously they want to find out, is this candidate the person that I really want to have on my team, that I want to work with, that has the skills and the competence that I'm looking for? So they will be asking deeper questions. And what they often do is that they do situation specific questions. What this specifically means, we cover later, but they will go deeper than the recruiting manager is going. Then there might be team interviews. I put the optional here because it is optional. It doesn't always happen. But what it basically is that a customer success team member or a cross-functional team member will ask additional questions. They can be deeper questions, they can be general questions. These interviews can be very different from each other, but mainly it is about just getting to know the other person and finding out, okay, can they also imagine working together with you? And obviously, in the same way, can you imagine working with them? And does it feel that, yeah, there is a fit? So this is what the team interview is, and there might be one team interview, there might be no team interview, but there also might be various team interviews, and it really depends on the company of how many they want to do there. Sometimes they might also have specific topics, put it that way. So some team members have to do or go a bit more deeper into one topic and some others into a different topic, but that also depends on the company. And then the main interview and the, let's say, most important interview, and also mostly the final interview, is the panel interview. And that's almost at every company where they hire customer success managers, especially in the tech companies, they will have a panel interview because they want to see, okay, how do you interact with them in a client, let's say, yeah, client simulation or client situation. And so they will give you a case study that you have to work on normally before the final interview, and then there will be several people of them in that interview, and you have to do that panel. And I will give you some tips and tricks how you can handle that. Great. So when you are finally, if you did the panel interview, it all went well, then we are entering the third phase, which is the contractual details. And for the contractual details, I mean, with the yes or no, there is not much detail here. It's just a decision on both sides to say we are both in and we both want to continue and we both think that we're a great fit for each other. If that's the case, then there will be a salary negotiation. There might be the case that it's not, and there might be the case that a lot of that had been handled before in the interviews. But normally there is one, and I always put the step in because some people tend to just ignore that and say like, oh, no, I don't feel confident, like I really want to work for that company, so I don't even want to ask for more because then maybe they say no and then they pick someone else. And yeah, that might happen. And I think it's so important to really take this into account because you can make a difference here for your salary and for your future salary. So you should be aware of that. And it is really about better understanding what are the benefits of the contract, what is the salary package, what are the contractual details. So you have all of this and you can make an informed decision if this also contractually makes sense for you and not only on the shiny world of, for example, a great company name or company brand, but really does it fit your lifestyle and does it fit what you were looking for. If that also works well, then we have the signature phase. So both the company and yourself, you will do the signatures. And then, yeah, and then you have a start date. And when you have a start date, you have the contract signed, then there will be a pre-onboarding phase. And that's the bonus phase that we will be looking at later on, which is what are the pre-onboarding steps that you can take that are normally there that will help you to get a smooth start into the company and to basically start your job. So this is what I wanted to cover in this episode. I scroll a bit down out so you see the whole process here. So this is what I wanted to cover is really these 10 steps of the hiring process. So you understand what are the steps and what is done and what are the activities within each stage. In the next episode, we will dive deeper into each of them. But for now, I hope that this video gave you some insights into this hiring process and what are the steps. If you liked the video, I would be really happy if you give me a like, if you comment on the video, if you subscribe to my channel. If you're not so much the YouTube kind of person and you just accidentally stopped by and had a look at the video, you can also go to Instagram or LinkedIn or my website to subscribe to the different social channels or to my email newsletter. If you sign up to my email newsletter, I will send you regular emails with tips and tricks and insights all around customer success and your professional development. So if that is something that is of interest, then you will get the main or the most insights subscribing to my newsletter. But with everything else, you will also get the insights whenever I launch new videos or new products or new insights that you can take part in or some events that I will launch. Um, and everything around the links, everything that's important, you will find in the description. So if you're looking for additional courses, for one-on-one coaching, for some deep dive live group sessions and some learning sessions and some practice sessions, especially later on for the interview phases, then you can all find them at my website. And happy for you to sign up or just send me a personal message if you need additional insights or you want to work with me. With that, I wish you a great day and see you in the next episode.